We finally got the foundation wall in for the new addition here, so hey, that's progress. But now I'm about to have to start spending money, a lot of money. I'm getting together, making a list now for lumber. We're about to start framing, and it's going to get expensive. Well, I need to change how I'm keeping up with my personal finances as a result. And I've got to get really tight with my money right now. And we're going to talk more about that in a few weeks. But I thought, hey, a good place to start with is, how is a Christian supposed to think of money and managing money and personal finances? And honestly, I don't know, but I think it's a conversation worth having. The Bible actually doesn't say that much about money, which that's how we know Christianity is absolutely not a cult. The Bible encourages us to think for ourselves. It gives us basic foundational principles, and it encourages us to use reason and logic, okay, rather than trying to control absolutely every aspect of our life. It doesn't do that. Okay, so as far as money, the Bible just doesn't say that much about it. I mean, it encourages us to work hard and be productive. It encourages us to help others. Okay, and Jesus did specifically warn us that we can't serve both God and money. Right, so we know we have to put God first. Our lives can't be about making money. And he also warned us that the root of all evil is the love of money. Not money itself, but the love of money. Okay, and not a whole lot after that. But we do have the example that Jesus set for us that, well, I think that's pretty interesting. Okay, Jesus and his disciples, they had money, and we know this because there are several instances where his disciples bought things and so forth. But as far as I know, Jesus himself, there's not a single text that says he ever had any money himself. Okay, but we know he could have had money if he had wanted it. And we know this because he had a treasurer for him and his 12 disciples, his ministry. Okay, he had a treasurer. And the person he picked to be the treasurer, I think, says a lot about his thoughts on money. He picked Judas, the man who would betray him, the man that he knew was going to betray him. That's who he picked to be the treasurer and to keep the money for all of them. So yeah, Jesus absolutely was not all about money, and he was not all about riches here on earth. But we still need money to survive. So, especially in our modern times, so how should we think about money? And that's a tough one. I think this is just comes down to each individual and our own specific situations. Great example. Those of you that live in more urban environments, in big cities, you're probably not going to be able to grow food, probably don't have enough land or space for it. A lot of you are never going to own your own home. So you're always going to be leasing an apartment or something like that, or renting a house. Right. Well, you're going to constantly need money coming in for your entire life. You've got to have it. Right. Whereas those of us in more rural areas, okay, I just planted some fruit trees. I just literally yesterday planted 2 more in addition to 4 I'd already planted, and I've got another one to put in the ground now, and I'm going to plant several more here at the new place. Okay, I'm going to be doing a garden probably next year. All right, so I'm not going to be as dependent upon grocery stores, and that's going to make me not need as much money. I still need some to get by. Okay, but it just puts me in a different situation than a lot of other people. Okay, and things are always changing too. Time, circumstances, economics is constantly changing. I remember when land out in the country was cheap. Nobody wanted to live in the country. It was boring out there. Everybody wanted to be in the city. Okay, well now with so many people wanting to go build big mansions out in the countryside and have however many acres of land with it, well, that drove up the price of land in the country. And then add into that investment firms and hedge funds buying property for investment purposes and foreign investment in property. And I think that's become a really big problem in Canada. I hear price of land's just unreal there. Okay, so those of us in rural areas, we're having to generate more income because our properties are worth more because of the land's so expensive now. Or if we want land in the country, we've got to earn more money, save more money to go buy it. And things are always changing and our needs are changing. Okay, so what should we do? How should we approach money? Or are we trying to get rich? Or I don't know. Okay, but this is just me thinking out loud on this. I'm not interested in getting rich. Never have been. But I know that I have to be productive. I know that I need to produce extra. Okay, if I'm planting a garden, I've got to plant enough for me and mine, but I've got to plant extra in case anybody else needs some. A man that is hungry, has no food, he can't help feed others. If he himself is starving, he can't go help others. So we've got to be productive. We can make sure we can take care of ourselves and take care of our families and produce extra. And maybe that's what it's all about there, is producing, actual production. Okay, so that's just something I'm trying to wrap my head around. How much land do we need? I know I need to be saving more money. How much do I need to save? How tight do I need to be? I'm tithing at my church, okay, and that's good, but we're not living by the law here. We're living by the spirit of the law rather than the letter of the law. Okay, so if somebody needs help, we should still try to help them. All right. And again, I don't have answers for this. I guess we're all individuals. And this is another big thing too. I think it's important for every single one of us to spend time thinking about this stuff. Okay, and things are more complicated than they used to be. How many of you have money that goes into a retirement account automatically, like a 401k here in the U.S. or a pension fund? Okay, in the case of a 401k, what companies are you investing that money in? Is it just going into a mutual fund that's just randomly picking companies? I don't think that's a good thing. I think it's important for us to do some research and find out, are we investing in corporations that are anti-God, anti-Christian? And a lot of corporations seem to be now. Okay, well that's getting into some complicated stuff for a lot of us, going through and researching mutual funds and the investments we have. Where is that money actually going? Okay, but I think we need to spend time doing that. I mean, why would we want to invest in companies that are trying to destroy us? All right, and when we buy stocks, we're buying part of the ownership of a company. If we're stockholders, we're part owner in the company. I don't want to buy an ungodly anti-Christian company. I don't want to own part of that. I don't want to support it. I think it's important for us not to. Okay, so yeah, things are more complicated than they used to be, and I think that's by design. So we don't know exactly what we're supporting. Okay, and just to add to that, any money that we do have, any excess money that we have, it's because God has blessed us with that. Okay, well, I think it's up to us to actively manage and take care of what He has blessed us with. Okay, a lot of us are in tight financial situations, problems. Okay, and many of us have prayed for money. All right, well, if we're not taking care of what He's already blessed us with, why would He give us more? I mean, seriously. Anyway, that's just where my thoughts are right now, and I don't have an answer. I don't know that anybody does. It's just something we have to pray on and think about and study on. Yeah, things are definitely about to start getting expensive for me. Got my lumber list together, but that's okay. I think this is a really good use of the money that God has blessed me with. Okay, and next time you see the addition, it should have a floor. God bless and have a great day.